Greetings, dear lighted ones. This is Joanna from Universal Love and Light Wisdom. And we're doing our activation videos, our activational ascension offerings. Thank you so much for tuning in, those that connected with us yesterday. And we will be offering these every morning, as often as we can, every morning. And it allows us to remember who we are in sacred living, how we create sacred living, how we create the sacred vibration within. And I was inspired to share my excitements with who I am as a divine source being with those who so desire, that are excited about living in the higher vibrational creational flow of who we are as source. And that's what the the videos have been. The foundation of the energy of the videos is creational flow, which allows us to understand who we are, opening into infinite timelessness, source love, purity of source love. And I've remembered how to work with the vibrational fields, how I feel when I'm connecting with clients in private sessions, and doing distance healing. And of course the temple work that I want to bring forward as everyday sacred living, that we've remembered in so many lifetimes, that many of you have had temple life, why you feel the need to create sacredness in your everyday life, rituals in your everyday life. And it doesn't need to feel in the old world definitions that have been, very constrained within the dogma. And the rituals can be very fun and loving and light and simple. And so first, for our morning session, we wanted to create sacred space, and how to create sacred space for those that so desire. And it's unique and individual for everyone. There's no right or wrong way to create your sacred space. Moving into your unique, really pure and holy connection with all of creation is sacred. So if you're moving into an intention, or sitting in front of your altar, or sitting at a tree or a stream, or in your favorite corner of the house, that's the intention that goes into that space. And we wanted to bring this forward because it's really so exciting, and so it's so liberating. It's like we're being birthed into this new cosmic creational playing field that we've often talked about. We're creating new consciousness templates. And to create those consciousness templates is to truly be aware of what we've taught for many years, all that you are, all that you exist within, what exists within you, and truly the profundity of all that you are. That's the Christed vibration. But this Christed vibration exists within all things. The environment, the trees, the nature, your intentions set that sacred space. Your innate body, the vibrational field that you exist within, that exists within you, that's the innate. It's intelligent, it's quantum, it's interactive, it's God entanglement. And so it's really, really exciting that we get to play in this way now. And so we're opening into these daily sacred communions and sacred gatherings to share with one another those sacred intentions of living in that creational flow. So as each of us opens our divine sacred heart, who we are with Source Creator and creation, who we've come to share ourselves with as creation, and really feel the childlike excitement that there's fields of consciousness, there's fields of love, there's fields of light that are also supporting us and giving us all of that love and excitement back. And that's when we begin to feel into the creational experiences that will come online naturally. Those activations through the DNA, those activations through your fields, the codes that you're getting from your teams and your higher self and Source Creator, that are assisting you and amplifying your path in all of your excitement. So the more that you open soft with that, knowing that I'm a part of this beautiful, exciting field of play that I've never felt before, those intentions of joy, those intentions of happiness, those intentions of understanding the fields of your sacredness will begin to feed back and forth to you the beauty of who you are as a Source Creator, as a Christic being of light. And we say Christic being of light for those that are new with us. The Christ vibration is the understanding, it's a mastery frequency of the all. This mastery frequency of the all was exemplified by Jesus the Christ, who came here as an ascended being in the human form to remind humanity of the many gifts that we hold as a Christic being, meaning that we have crystalline DNA and the carbon DNA sewn together, entwined, just as we are that carbon crystalline aspect of source, merging and meshing together as we harmonize into higher and greater fields of play, moving up the evolutionary ladder of experience and co-creative play and exploration. And so in my experience moving through Ascension, the Christed vibration is, as I'm a crystalline child, my crystalline DNA getting activated, I'm remembering and I'm feeling into the fields that I can feel and sense. And it's important that we begin to feel ourselves as crystalline, activating the light body and beginning to really bring in our awareness and our excitement to the crystalline essences of our existence. That's how we manifest and create. That's the science part of it, is understanding that the consciousness, the God consciousness, is within all things, the fields, our bodies, the food, everything. And so it's up to us as masters and as co-creators to really begin to walk that mastery path through the purity and centering of our heart, that presence of now, that presence of love, of centeredness, of wholeness, and truly create in those ways that understand that we are science and we are spirit. And that really allowing us to be one with all things, all environments, all nature, all animals, and the energies that support us and that are with us. And so this is why we wanted to introduce the sacred space, and how setting that sacred space also activates your remembrance that you are one with it. And as you become one with it, you'll feel it. It's that alchemic shift, remember, that as you awaken, acknowledge, and accept who you are within all things, you become one with it. It's that merging, that entanglement, that alchemic frequency that you are one with what you're creating. You become that creational experience of that consciousness field. You're flowing, you're merging, you're harmonizing with source in all things. And so you are allowing yourself to flow with what you're already existing within. You're just awakening in this now body to say, I'm already within it, because you are. And it brings me to that experience I had many years ago with Jesus as I was floating up into the heavens, and he was showing me all of the many universes, the majesties of the heavens. The majesties of the heavens are the vibrational, creational experiences that one can experience. And they were placed on clouds. That's how we understand and how I was discerning the information that he was offering vibrationally. And all of these different crystalline fields of play and different beings from all over the universe. And they all had unique gifts, and they all had unique purposes, divine passions for who they were and what they wanted to express through their Christhood, through their vibrations of excitement as source creators. And it was showing me that I was within the all, and I was allowing myself in that moment to see myself within all things. And it's up to us in each moment to say, where is my heart excitement? Where am I resonating, to know that I can create myself within whatever it is I'm excited, because I'm already there. But in the human form, we've never allowed ourselves to know that we were that vast. So we as source are in all things. We as source can be all things. We as source are love as all things. But we have to be that vibration first. It's the vibration within first that creates what is. And that's why setting that sacred space and understanding why that sacred space is set is your intention to understand, I'm one with this. If I want to create an experience of being in a crystalline healing temple with the masters, that vibration comes first. You're setting that space for that occurrence to flow through you. You're opening that portal. That portal that we've talked about is here, the divine sacred heart, the very center of your being, in which why many of the experiences that have been described in our ancient texts, those visions of light coming from the center of our being, that's the God seed cell that exists in the center of our being that we grow and we manifest as we accept our light body, as we accept our wholeness, as we accept the love of who we are within all things. So, and I use a beautiful spray, a smudge spray, just to set my sacred space, because I'm my body and the chemistry of my body, and I love smells. I love essential oils, and this is a beautiful room spray, and it is the smokeless juniper and sage mist. And I set my sacred space, clearing my sacred space, and just through intention, and just setting the beautiful sacred space for what we are going to co-create today with the spirits and the divine and the holy, so that all ascended masters and Christ consciousness be with us in this moment as all energies are released and let go that no longer serve. And we'll set this sacred space together, and then we'll move into our creational flow and our creational fields of play, because that's really what we're opening into, and we hope to offer those who so desire from the purity of my heart, as a Christic being and a crystalline child, is to open up this beautiful heavenly garden of play through understanding the fields that you are as Christ, the fields that all is as Christ, as the source creator, and truly how powerful you are to flow within it and co-create within it. And it always begins with breath. So we're activating our holiness, we're activating our sacredness with breath. We're setting the sacred vibration with our hands. The portal of our sacred heart also exists within the center of our hands. There's vortices in all fingers. In the center of your hand is the portal of the divine sacred heart, reminding you that your hands are also tools of love that you can send and bless, and also work within your fields. And we open the multidimensional allness of all that we are through the ignition of source breath and source creator breath and source life that lives through us as breath, filling the entire cavity of all that we are. And we beautifully clear and create this beautiful sacred space as we allow love to flow in and out, pure unconditional love, pure unconditional light of the divine source creator, flowing from our divine sacred hearts, the purity of our intent to set the space through breath, through loving intention, and from the center of all that we are, setting the sacred space. And as we set this sacred space, we call in the highest beings of love and light. We call in the ascended masters, the archangels, the sacred tribes of the mountains and inner earth. We call in the divine consciousness of Gaia. We call in the Elohim. We call in the creator gods. We call in Melchizedek and the orders of Melchizedek, the brotherhoods, the sisterhoods of light. We call in the angels of sound and tone and healing. We call in the Christ collective that works through all higher dimensional beings, our celestial teams, the Pleiades, the Arcturians, the Andromedans, the Pleiadians, and all of our celestial beings of benevolence working on behalf of Yod-He, Vod-He, Source Creator, the All That Is, through the ascension and the evolutionary programs, and the enlightenment and the awakening of all life, of all beings, through the benevolence of love, benevolence of light, and the heavenly orders of sacred life. That they come and support us, that they come and encircle us, and they bless us with love and grace and wisdom, so that we may move forward on our path in our own awakening of self-love, of self-joy and self-sacredness. So that in this moment, the particles and the emanations of love through our heart be opened in greater joy and greater honoring of sacred play. For it is the sacred play that allows evolution to occur and create greater moments of play and expansiveness. And we feel within this vibration already the heavenly orders encircling us with joy and light and happiness. And we allow the vibrations of below and above and around, in and out, to become part of our vortex co-creation. And as you're allowing divine and sacred breath, know that your teams, your celestial teams, and your higher selves, and your healing guides, and all that is appropriate for you to create in this moment, your sacred oneness, your sacred wholeness, your sacred harmonization with Source Creator, and all that you are as a being of light. Your higher angelic self, the higher self of all that you are and all of creation, is coming to your beck and call at this moment, so that you may know that you are protected, that you are guided, that you are assisted in every way for whatever activations, healings, clearings, and cleansings can be done in the highest and of the best of your unique path. And that's a deep knowing That as you call in this essence of help, as you call in this essence of guidance and activation, that it will be gifted immediately. So know that, and you can relax in that. This is the understanding and the awakening and the remembrance that you are one within the all and never been separate from it. And as the intention is set forward from your heart before the words are spoken, it is offered back to you in response and in kind. That's why you are one with the fields that you are. As we open to explore all that we are, all that we exist within and exists within us as Christic beings of light, we activate the divine pillar of light, harmonizing with our divine essence of oneness with the Divine Mother and the Divine Father, the Holy Creator of all that is, Source Creator, being the envelope, the archangels and the ascended masters being our envelope of guidance, of love, of protection, so that only the highest vibrations of love and light and all else be blind. Only the vibrations of the highest sacred play allowed to be moving with us in this sacred space, so that we become aware of who we are within the all and our highest light and our highest attunement. And may the divine in all of us entangle with the divine in the all, as we're allowing ourselves to harmonize all that we are through movement, through intention, through a sacred chant of invocation, our oneness with the Holy Mother, the Holy Father, as we become harmonized and balanced as our male and our female. And through breath, we open our pillar of light, the prana tube that runs along the spine, crystalline and pure, crystalline and light. And we ask the Holy Mother, Father, and Source Creator and our healing angels to bless us and gift us with the highest crystalline light and bathe our multidimensional bodies with the golden sphere of crystalline Christic light, of pure unconditional love and pure unconditional light that bathes us as this golden sphere washes in and around and through us in a spiraling rotation. And you can move your hands in a beautiful spiraling rotation and feel yourself begin to move within this vortex that you are creating as you as the sphere of God. You as that golden holographic sphere that is now clearing you. You become it. You become the highest resonance of light. You become the highest resonance of love. As you feel this sphere clearing and cleansing the mental field, any negative thought forms, any negative frequencies that have been picked up through your sleep or through walking about in life, through others that we pick up unknowingly, through the vibrations of the earth as the collective is clearing, as Gaia is clearing and purging. And feel that golden sphere clear and cleanse the bottoms of your feet, because the bottoms of your feet are also vortexes and they pick up energies that are not yours, that do not belong in your highest and your best sphere of light. Your vortex of cleansing and clearing are now clearing those energies that do not belong. And as the mental body is clearing the crystalline thought patterns to its highest state of vibration, its highest state of quotient, you see the opalescence crystalline energy that all particles become. Your mental thought forms are now higher and crisp and clear and aligned with your highest angelic self, the purity of love, purity of joy, purity of compassion and sacred play. And every breath opens your pillar of light. Source encodations moving in, around, and through every inhale, every exhale. We intend to call in the divine ascension codes, light codes, through our sacred breath, so that Source nourishes us in this sacred space within and without through sacred codes and sacred light codes, the sacred emanations that can be seen and felt and known because you are a multidimensional Christ being. And that golden sphere now clearing the physical bodies of all that you are as spirit and matter. And this golden crystal emanation of pure unconditional love, clearing the skin, clearing the bones, clearing the toxins from the organs, and all that you are as a physical being and how you emanate is being cleared and cleansed and brought to its highest frequency of quotient of God light. Cleansed and cleared within and without, as above, so below. And those source encodations also clearing and bringing in the activations required for your highest essence of light. And the golden sphere of Christed light now clearing the emotional body. And the emotional body allows us to truly heal what was and script what we choose to be in all now moments. So this emotional body will guide us in any moment what we're healing and what we're clearing, and what will allow us to call in new gifts. Why the Akash is called in is the emotional body is going through something and is required to be released, required to be brought to a higher frequency of knowing, a higher frequency of new perspective, higher frequency of co-creation, and the emotional body gets activated. And why this emotional body will be our key body, our key tool to allow us to step into higher vibrational co-creative realities. So allow the emotional body to bring forward one event from yesterday or one emotion from yesterday that needs to be brought forward for a higher perspective, replacement, repatterning, reactivation. So allow the soul to come forward, the higher self and the angelic self to come forward as the ego is placed in suspension, as it allows itself to rest, as the co-creator of beauty that it is. We want to honor the ego. We want to allow the ego its place within all that we are, the creational placement of who we are. And we as masters get to choose the placement at any one moment so that we can move about our path of creational flow in mastery. And we're allowing the ego its beautiful place to have a rest and suspend itself in this beautiful loving flow. And we call forward the soul of all that we are. We call forward the higher spirit, angelic self of all that we are, the crystalline beauty of all that we are, to call forward an emotion, the most highest prominent emotion that is required for us to heal, to create a new belief pattern that's a higher vibration than it was yesterday or this morning or a minute ago. And it might be a resonant frequency or an activation, or it might be an experience that was had with a family member or a friend, or just in one of your meditations that something came up that needs to be reviewed and reflected upon for deeper, higher expansiveness, for as within, so without. And that experience is coming to your forefront now. And what emotion, what feeling lies at the center of that experience? Feeling less than, feeling lack of, confusion, alone, separated, not feeling enough, abundant. Whatever that feeling is, bring it to the forefront and have it placed within your divine sacred altar, your sacred sphere of oneness with Source Creator. And as we open our divine sacred hearts, we're honoring the emotional body. The emotional body is our tool that allows us to bring in any experiences and take them to a higher perspective of knowing, of sacred living, of sacred behaving and being. For we understand that it's our beingness that allows us to create without. The state of being within creates without. My state of being within desires me to bring forward this experience that in which I felt less than, in which I felt inappropriate, or in which I felt angry, frustrated, in which I felt lost or uncertain, in which I felt sad or sorrowful. And allow that emotion to simply be as it is. Give yourself permission to feel that emotion. It's okay to feel that essence of being unloved. It's okay to feel the essence of being angry or frustrated. For there's something deeper, there's something that your wisdom and your higher intelligence, your soul self, is bringing forward through this allowance. And I open up the pillar of light to assist the source activation within, the divine holy love within, my unconditional love and acceptance for who I am as a being of light, to bring forward this lesson and this blessing of the emotion that I felt that I'm healing, to bring to a higher vibration and repatterning and activation through love. That experience with my soul family member allowed me to see that I do have the power to choose my words. I do have the power to choose how I behave. That I do have the power to see and to feel and experience myself without reservation, without doubt, to be all that I am, and to not be ashamed, to not be hidden, to not be sad or different. For I understand that my self acceptance and my self love allows the repatterning so that in all now moments I can move forward as a higher vibrational being. For love and acceptance heals all. Love and acceptance allows me to free up my Akashic allness, the all that I am, and accepting who I am. And through my emotional body, my tools of love, my tools of who I am as a physical and spiritual being, come to me and through me and live so that I may, through that higher perspective and mastery, I can call this in and honor it. And as I honor, I love. And as I honor, I accept. And as I honor, I allow. So that any stuck emotions or densities are now cleared. And the healing teams are allowing those particles and those densities within the chakras to continue to spiral as we now activate all 13 chakras to open within the crystalline prana tube. Within and without the prana tube, these chakras spin and spiral, intelligence and wisdom and clearing and love. Allowing our vibration within all 13 dimensions, however many dimensions that are being opened up through these expansive consciousness co-creations, the new consciousness templates that we activate within right now. Our heart in repatterning and reactivating these emotions to their highest frequency of love and acceptance, compassion and grace, forgiveness. Feel yourself forgiving all that you are, in downplaying or negating or demeaning who you were in the moment before, for feeling what you feel. What you feel is important to heal the heart of who you are. It's important for the rippling experiences to heal the heart of humanity. For us to allow, provide, and gift compassion for how each of us feel in any one moment. So that the creational flow can be an allowance as we release and repattern any resistance from who we were or thought we were or who society thought we were. And we release those. We step into creational flow. And you feel the clearing already beginning in the lower chakras. And this will occur through gas or through release of discomfort. As the inner bodies and the inner workings, you're giving intention to all within the organs and within the chakras that is ready to be released through old perceptions and beliefs of what you thought you were. Releasing the expectations of society, for those are lower density beliefs that feel you have to fit in or confine or constrain yourself to anyone, old systems of belief. You're giving yourself an opening, all that you are, as this dynamic sphere of light, patternings and fields of light, and you're allowing the flow of creation to live through you in these higher consciousness moments of repatterning, of activation. And through the source consciousness of all that I am as divine balance of mother and father, I bring in my intelligence and my compassion to repattern and activate this emotion to its highest state of beingness, for I understand I am unconditionally loved and accepted by creation. Source Creator loves me as the divine perfect child that I am. And I forgive myself for feeling bad or guilty or ashamed or angry. For I understand now as a master that I have the power to create my existence and my reality and my destiny, however I so choose. I am free and I am open, I am liberated. And how I perceive myself in this now moment repatterns and allows the release. I've accepted and I've acknowledged all that I am, and I give forgiveness to myself. And in this forgiveness, I offer myself unconditional love and acceptance. For I'm co-creating new consciousness fields of play with new consciousness soul tribe. And this consciousness soul tribe will accept and honor and love and bless me as I bless myself. For as I perceive who I am, I bring in that reality to entangle and co-create with me. And these are heart emanations from the deepest most purest, centered part of who I am. And my heart emanations send forward those threads of light, and I release and I repattern what was bothering me, what was bringing me down, what I thought was repressing me or suppressing me, and I now release it with joy and honor to its highest light quotient and my teams, and all that is transmutes what was dense into higher vibrational light, and I set this free. And you feel the essence of yourself, and you bring your arms into this infinity symbol, and you're bringing and you're releasing those motions, those densities, anything that was stuck, left behind, needing to be repatterned, and feel the bottom part of your chakras and your organs that hold on to densities now being released and it's to its most fluid, expansive. And you feel the openness, and use your arm to begin that co-creation of source light in and out of your fields. I activate source light from the center of my being, the vortex of love that I am. And you feel the golden sphere, the pillar of light of all that you are, emanating light quotient in and out of your field as you sew and you thread in your own fields the infinity 8 of cleansing, of repatterning, of activating the highest quotient of love, the highest quotient of sacred play and excitement to be who you are in this activation of love. And your exhale further releases density, further releases confinement and restriction. For you are free, you are liberated, and you are the creational flow of source in this moment. You call in greater light, you call in greater love through your breath. And you move your way up and down the pillar of light. And you feel through your multidimensional fields that all of your fields are now cleared and cleansed. The etheric field, the auric field is cleared and cleansed. All that you are is cleared and cleansed. You've repatterned your most profound and prominent emotion that was left, needing to be attended to. We want to honor all that you are by attending to what is coming forward in our everyday life so that we continue our evolutionary spiral of creational flow. And we want to send out these beautiful patterns of self-love and self-co-creation. For as we've cleansed and cleared, we've now prepared this sacred space in its highest quotient of light and excitement. And we're now ready. We are now centered and we are now harmonized within our highest potential of who we are with Source. We want to allow this self-love and this self-honoring and sacred communion with Source Creator to open up to our creational abilities. Our unique creational excitements of who we are. And we move our hand within our field and we open our divine sacred heart. And you can place the palm of your hand as an activation through your divine and sacred heart. And we ground through our sacral cord. We ground through the pillar of light down to the sands and soils of Gaia. For in this creational experience, we want to bring in the blueprint of Gaia, the heartbeat of Gaia, our oneness with Gaia. We call in all Gaia consciousness, the Elohim, the fairies, the pixies, the gnomes. We call in our Gaia consciousness, our unification, our harmonization with Gaia. For we understand that we are ambassadors, that we are caretakers, that we are one with Gaia in all ways. Through our Christic water body, we are one with her and her water body. And we breathe as we intend our harmonization, and we feel the harmonization within our pillar. We feel the harmonization within our higher selves. We feel the harmonization with our omnipresence, activating all 13 chakras, calling in our omnipresence, calling in our God self, the higher soul self of us, acting as the guide, acting as the driver. We're calling in the harmonization with Gaia. And our fields may begin to feel the Gaia consciousness merging and hemming, weaving with us. As it is a weave, it's a threading. And if you're out in nature, you can feel within your fields and attune within your fields the consciousness of the forest, the consciousness of the soils and the water bodies threading with you. And we open the divine and sacred heart as we allow ourselves as co-creators of Source, co-creators as balanced male and female, that all that we are in this one pillar of light, this sacred vortex of harmonization, the sacred vortex of love, sacred vortex of light, that we take a moment to feel the presence of all that we are. that we take a moment to feel into our state of being with Source Creator. Through breath, we activate our state of being with Source Creator in our stillness and in our sacred love, so that we may create in the most authentic, our most purely intended, benevolent, masterful way. And the higher self is activated. The pineal is opened and activated. Our third eye is open and activated. We drop all of our consciousness. All power that we have given away or left behind is coming back to us now in this sacred, co-creative, powerful moment, bringing all of the power, all that we are as consciousness back to this center point. The all that we are to be in this sacred moment of this state of being, the Source Creator. And in this sacred altar, all that we are and all the power that we are is being harmonized to its highest Christic vibration of light. Through breath, we call in light, we call in unconditional love. And feeling your multidimensional bodies expand, your pillar of light expand. We call in unconditional love. Unconditional love activated from our divine source center, the diamond core God seed. And you feel the golden sphere within you open and expand, the golden sphere that you are within. Begin to spiral in slow emanations, spiraling out the golden essence of who you are as source. I call forward divine and holy Source Creator. Through the purity of my intent, through the opening and allowing of all that I am and the acceptance of all that I am as unconditional love, as a human and heavenly co-creator, I open my presence now with you, Source. I surrender and allow into these fields of love, into these gardens of love that I have co-created with you. I open into my wholeness, into my oneness, into my allness. I open into this golden vortex of all that I am as unconditional light and love. I feel my divine sacred heart, my one human heart, all that I am as harmonized with my human collective, as harmonized with Gaia, as harmonized with all that is my omnipresence. My harmonization with you and all life and all things. And I activate and I open my divine sacred one human heart. My universal omnipresence is open through the joy and the state of being of love and oneness with you. And my divine sacred Christed heart opening as the lotus that it is, petal by petal, acceptance by acceptance, allowance through allowance. I invite the flow of source, the flow of love, and the flow of you to live through me. And in my grounding and anchoring, I open to higher states of being and light. These higher states of being and light allow me to feel the essence of you, Source, through all thoughts, all words, all deeds, and all whispers and songs of creation. For I am one with the harmonic song of Gaia. I am one with the harmonic song of consciousness of nature. I am one with the harmonic song of love that is spoken and sung through all things. I activate my state of being with you, Father and Mother, Source Creator, Spirit of all beings, of all life. I activate my magnificence through unconditional love. As unconditional love spirals within me, breath by breath, I open into the crystalline frequencies of all that I am and the crystalline DNA being activated, the crystalline thoughts. Through my innate field, through the fields of all that I am, the crystalline emanations and the crystalline particles activating through my intentions and voice. Through the emanations of the center of my I am presence, and my chakras emanate out into my fields, my sacred presence, my I am presence. And sound bringing the light particles up to a higher frequency of interactivity, of entanglement, of engagement. And I feel the excitement of my heart and my I am presence, and all chakras come to a higher crystalline vibration of oneness. And I open into the excitement all that I am with you, Source Creator. I activate my passions, I activate my excitements as a co-creator. For in my harmonized oneness and loving state, I am able to create, I am able to explore and experience all things. I call forward the attention in this moment, as within the divine self-love that I am. The affirmations, I love all that I am. I feel the tools of my hands of unconditional love, impressing and offering and inviting love through the touch, through the movement of my hands in my fields. I offer love, for I am love. Every chakra opens and spirals in love, for I am love. And I offer love, and I receive love. Through my I am presence, I offer the excitement of love of all that I am to co-create with sacred soul tribe as love. Sacred communions, sacred gatherings, and sacred meetings. As I open into this love presence, the I am love presence, infinite and eternal, expansive and creative. I feel Gaia consciousness living through me and being offered as excitement to co-create with nature and insects and the forests and wildlife. I feel the harmonic song that Gaia offers. Through my I am presence, I begin the fields of play in my co-creation, in the opening of who I am as Source, and Source living through me in my oneness of harmony and balance and centeredness. My hands move in the vortex of the spiraling of the pillar of light and the anchoring cord with Gaia. For I call in the vibrations of Gaia's song and consciousness to live through me in my activation of code, creativity. For I am a source creating with source. I am source creating with Gaia and all nature, and the harmonic song and the essence of all that is. And the crystalline particles of Gaia now excited to play and sing, and the fairies and the pixies and the gnomes coming forward to offer their support resonance, and the Elohim and all creator gods. For all that is in non-physical now playing within the field of all that I am. I open to receive inspirations and synchronicities and opportunities that may come forward throughout my day as my openness, as my invitation to all that I am as a source creator, as all that I am as a source being of light in human form and spirit form, so that I act upon the sacred activations, so that I act upon the inspirations of all that I am, a source creator, and that I act in sacred benevolent activity with those that co-create with me. And I'm aware and I acknowledge these synchronicities as spirit, as source creator living through me. And I begin to co-create with Gaia in new ways. And I am awakened to the song of Gaia through my higher sound, through the activational fields that I am as a galactic being of light, as a universal being of love and light. And I feel into the fields that send and gift and offer me inspirations of love and wisdom and activation. For through love, all things are transformed. Through love, all things become. Through love, all things are co-created. Through the highest benevolence of creational fields that we are creating now. Hence the affirmation from your divine sacred heart. I am that I am, divine creational essence, co-creating with the highest frequencies of love, the highest frequencies of light, the ascended masters and the Elohim. As the Christ in us entangles with the Christ in the all. And may we move forward with excitement and joy in our co-creation, to be aware and acknowledge our co-creations as they enter into our fields. And we act upon them through pure love and pure joy as we release time and constraints. And we feel the confidence and the clarity and the acknowledgement of who we are as Christ beings. And we honor and we allow and we live in the creational flow of divine Christed light. And we feel the emanations of love in our tools and in our hands. And we allow the openness of love to become within all that we are, as within, so without. For we are the intention setters. We are the co-creators. We are the manifestors of new consciousness. Templates are we not? And we anchor into the sands and soils of Gaia, these higher vibrational experiences of all that we are in these new moments of repatterning and releasing of what no longer serves, of allowing us to bring forward the behaviors and the emotions and the experiences that allow us to feel held back or limited or less than. And we, as the masters, transmute them through the allowance, through the acceptance, through the compassion and forgiveness and unconditional love. And we repattern all that we are moment for moment, and we activate moment for moment in the creational flow of love, of source, as we are, love and source. And we ignite and activate our inspirations and our passions through our oneness with source, coming into that sacred altar of who we are as source, and open and invite our inspirations, open and invite our creativity, and open and invite new consciousness fields of conscious play. And know that those dreams, those visions, those inspirations, those higher intuitive moments are those threads from the higher consciousness soul essence of all that you are, feeding you and honoring you and allowing and activating this beautiful field of all that you are as this golden sphere of love and play, to co-create in new ways and weave something new and weave something new and weave something new. And feel the excitement and the joy of all that you are, being anchored and harmonized as this one beautiful being of cosmic light, of holy body and holy matter and holy water and Holy Spirit. And bring all of it at your divine sacred heart to hold presence and hold honor for who you are. And who have you allowed yourself to let go of constrictions and restraints, to let go of old ideologies and perspectives of who you were. and open into sacred play, and to honor your sacred play, to behave in new ways that are sacred and honoring and loving of who you are as a unique and loving and dynamic Christic being of light, so that your DNA be activated naturally, innately, and organically as you speak to your field, as you speak to yourselves, as you honor in sacred play and sacred walking about. Knowing that the earth activates and walks with you in sacredness, magical experiences, so that the majesties of the heavens live through you. Miracle by miracle, thought by thought, word by word, deed by deed, you are a miracle of light. I honor in this moment who I am as a source creator, entangled with my human family in oneness with Gaia and creation. And as I walk about today, may I stay centered in this knowingness, in my centered presence of oneness, my centered presence of co-creational, limitless creative activity and abilities. I give myself permission to know that I am infinite and I am eternal, and I am unconditionally loved. I give myself permission to know that I am pure love, to be love, to accept love. I give myself permission to know that I am expansive as I want to be and I choose to be. I give myself permission to be loved by Source in all ways, through all beings, through all things, as I love all beings and all things and honor each path. As I open to my holy oneness, as I open to my holy allness, my fields, all that I am, come to life. I am open to create in new ways that I may not have words for. And I allow myself to be okay with not defining, releasing all expectations and living in the moment of pure creational flow. I trust the flow of all that I am. I believe in the flow of all that I am. I love the flow of all that I am. I am divine creational flow. And I joyfully accept and I joyfully expect inspirations and magical experiences and co-creations and sacred magnetization of those that are meant to be on my path. Sacred abundance that is meant to come to me. I accept this. I know this. I just open to the flow of it. I open to the flow of all that Source is desiring to show me and experience with me. I open to the creational flow that my inspirations and my excitements are, the way that I express myself and experience myself as the Holy Christ, as the vibration of my highest state of being in human form. That the foods that I am now attracted to serve my holy Christic water body, my light body, cell by cell, moment for moment, sacred living through sacred living, I activate the Christic being that I am. I know this, I'm aware of this, I acknowledge this. And all that I am within and without begins to harmonize and become creational flow. I love all that I am, and I love my human family. I love all of creation. I love Gaia. I am so grateful. Thank you, divine and holy Source Creator, for all that I am. Thank you for my human family, and thank you for the blessings of all moments that I am gifted. Thank you for nature and wildlife and the water bodies within me. Thank you for my Christhood and all gifts and abilities. Thank you for all that I am as a Christic being of light, so that I may entangle and remember myself as the archangels, as the divine wisdom givers and receivers. As the sacred ambassadors of Gaia, we thank one another for our presence, for our attention, for our harmony, for our compassion to and from one another, so that we may set these fields of play for other crystalline children that need and are aching for our awakening to greater consciousness, play, and allowance and love, so that we may become the heavenly gardens of love. We close this divine and sacred gathering, dear lighted ones, with the heavenly frequencies of Archangel Michael and Lord Metatron. Through the holy counsels of the Christ, dear ones, We are blessed and we are a part, make no mistake about this, of your sacred experience. The vibrations that you feel through your bodies, the vibrations that you feel through your fields and your thoughts. Your gaining awareness and your awakening awareness of the activations is the presence of us, and we allow you to be reminded of this, for these are the experiences that you already know. For remember that there are aspects and particles of you within the all, and you're allowing the human form of yourself to be reminded through reflections of love, through reflections of heightened activity, through the reflections of your sacred gathering and sacred groups. Your divine sacred heart opens, through which particles of love allow all that you are to remember that you are love. And there is love connecting with love, love sending information to and from love. That you become the sacred flow of creation. Does that make sense, dear ones? And as you open to this flow, you become all that we are as the Michael consciousness, as the divine Metatron consciousness, that is the sacred life of all things. That is of the will of the Creator in all things. For you open in your purity of intent, that space within your heart that is pure, to in alignment flow with the will of the Creator. And you will feel the cells and the vortices of your bodies activate you and call you, and you will feel the pulls and the inspirations and the activations or excitements or downloads. These are activities of you. It's not outside of you, it's always been you. Accept yourself as the wholeness. Accept yourself as the particles vibrating in and out of your field, that such light is emanated through creation, and all of creation is changed and altered in this. For your teams are always gathered sacredly with you, within and without. And as you purely align within the heart of who you are and align with the will of the Creator, you will feel us within all things as you are. You will feel the love of Source within all things as you are, divine ones. Are you seeing the holographic presence of you? Are you feeling it of you? Are you singing it of you? Are you creating it of you? Create the holographic presence of all that you are as love. Divine bubbles of love. Divine bubbles of quantum sacred geometry of love, of sound, of tone, of color. Fue ananaka the sia nakia the tiki ananaka. Fue ananaka the te si ananaka the prakata die to kanana to die today to k today ananaka. Fui anana the tiki si the ana the ananaka the tiki anana the tiki the k si anamakata die to k the k. Sacred encodings of bliss, dear ones. Ooh, the heavenly councils. Muse and pretend and explore bliss, dear ones. The bliss that you are of Source Creator. Breathed you as bliss. You have forgotten and now you are remembering. You are the quantum sacred geometry, the sacred experience, the sacred co-creation as bliss. For bliss is unconditional love in action, in existence, in experience. Unconditional trust that you are the joy of the You are the presence of bliss, dear ones. Be present with your bliss. Be present as the bliss of the Creator that you are. Open into the flow of your own bliss as bliss, holographically returned to you as bliss. Are you feeling the creational flow of these templates that you are co-creating through your allowance and acceptance as unconditional love of the bliss that you are? Thank you, dear light. And we allow these higher consciousness emanations and light codes from Lord Metatron and the Heavenly Councils as we come back into our bodies and ground and anchor through the divine sacral into the heavenly heartbeat of Gaia, as we give sacred grace and sacred honor to all of the consciousness beings and consciousness light, through all of our gifts of expression and receiving, through all of our gifts of our state of being, our stillness and our presence with love, our stillness and our presence as love, our presence and our stillness as sacred beings of bliss, breathed through and by the Source Creator, as all that we are in all things. Sacred and holy light. And we hold with pure intent. Anchoring of all that we are as multidimensional holy beings, blissful beings, co-creative beings as source light, as we open and allow ourselves the creational flow in all moments, as love, as joy, as one, in the divine, eternal, and infinite creation, as love and light. We are one. And we allow ourselves this sacred exploration. Amen. Namaste. Thank you, dear lighted ones, for joining us. And allow yourselves to get lots of water and lots of time being playful with Gaia and allowing the healing energies of Gaia to assist you in harmonizing and opening into these vast and expansive energies. And so as you open into creational flow, you understand that you're going to be activating higher intelligent thought, higher vibrational thought. You will be activating higher vibrational awarenesses within who you remember yourself to be as spirit. You'll be allowing yourself to play differently and sacredly upon Gaia, with nature. And those are all natural evolutionary changes that you'll see, and you'll allow yourself to move within. And those are those practicing moments as being sacred. And so just allow yourself, give yourself that permission, that the changes that you see are the light within you, wanting to explore the light without, as within, so without. And so we appreciate and we honor you for allowing yourself the presence of Source within. So thank you so much. And we'll see you tomorrow. Bye.